Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So as you can tell by the title, I will be not ranking, oh my gosh, rating all the boys love dramas that I have seen. I felt like this was appropriate being it's Pride Month and I have lots of opinions, as you guys may or may not know. Ooh, my hat crooked. Not crooked hat, y'all. Ghetto. It's still crooked. I don't. Okay. So it'll be appropriate to rate these shows based on a scale from 1 to 10. I'm gonna do a scale to 1 to 10. I did see a YouTuber on YouTube. I forgot his name though, but he did a similar thing with anime, and I was like, oh, I should do this. Should do that with the boys love. Now I don't. You guys know I don't like the term boys love BL because of the negative connotation that I have with the genre as a whole. So I'm like, ugh. But for the sake of simplicity, I'm gonna put BL in the title, boys love. But I like to call them queer foreign dramas. That's the title I like to use when I'm referring to them as far as the genre goes. And I challenge my peers to do a similar video to this one. That's Jordy, Alyssa, Shaki, Alex, Chelsea, Revel, Ash. Who else be doing videos? Kern. Who else? Y'all know who y'all are. I want all y'all to do a video. I want all y'all to do a video. Let everyone know how you feel about these shows on a scale of 1 to 10, and be for real. Don't pander. Don't be PC. Let us know what your real score is. Now, since there's so many shows I've seen, this may be a two-parter. You guys will know if it's two-part, if there's part one in the title. If it is, look out for part two because I'll film it right after this and it'll be up together. So go check it out if you haven't done so, if there is a part two. So yeah, let's get right into it. Actually, hold up. Disclaimer. Just because I rate a show that you love very low or I rate a show that you hate very high does not reflect you as a person. I want to know your actual factual opinions on that, on my thoughts and opinions. Let me know how you feel based on that or just in general on a show or anything. I cannot with this crooked hat. It's bothering me. But you're not being personally victimized by my score or anything like that. So please don't get your panties in a bunch. But if you do give him a bunch, undo it because you'll be just fine. You'll be just fine. Sweaty. All right, Lovesick, the OG, basically the OG of the Thai dramas. I'm gonna have to give Lovesick a smooth 4 out of 10. I know. I hold this show in high regard. I do. I've seen it 3 times. However, through a 2022 lens, there's other shows that have done what this show had did better. The sound, the acting, the setting, everything is, in my opinion, low tier, but I still adore the show. I have a nostalgia attachment to Lovesick, but I can call a spade and let you know that this show isn't that great. I'm gonna have to give it a 4. I want to give it a 5, but it's not. It's a slog to get through, and it's legendary, but it's not a legend anymore. Just kidding. I'm just playing, but it's still a 4. Together the series. I'm gonna have to give Together the series a smooth 5. To me, it's the middle of the road. I will give it points for sound design and aesthetics. Very nice. I think the actors did a good job. I just did not like the storytelling. I'm not a big fan of the "I loved you all along" trope. If that's in any of these shows, that will dock some points off the score. And I didn't find our leads likable enough to root for them. Um, and it just wasn't a good time for me. You may think it's a great show. You may like the actors' portrayal of these characters, and they did a good job portraying these characters. But the characters were crunchy to me. They were really crunchy, and I did not care for them. I'm gonna have to give this show a 5. It just wasn't it. It just wasn't it. All right, Tarn Type. I'm gonna give Tarn Type. Mm, I'm gonna have to give Tarn Type a 5 as well. It is just a mess and a half all the way through. I can't with Tarn Type. I just was not rooting for these characters to be together. After a while, I kind of ignored their situation, their problems I had with them because it was ramping up. It was getting because we had a villain, we had all these different things going on later in the show, but it that's the reason why it's getting the 5. It would have got lower if it wasn't for the other half of this, like the ending of it. I did appreciate the ending of this series, but and it was a good time reacting. But honestly, these dudes are unlikable. I was not rooting for them, and and this show did not seem to be as fillery as other shows, but it did have filler that was kind of like, we this ain't why y'all doing this. This is we know their end game. We know y'all wasting time. So Tarn Tide, you get a 5 until we meet again. Mm, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 7. Yes, a 7. Now I do think that the middle portion of this show fell through for me. It got really boring for a long time. At least 5 episodes. A whole lot nothing happened. So many scenes. A whole lot nothing happened. But the acting, the cinematography, the characters, I really liked. The pacing and the direction of the middle episodes. Oh my gosh. And I honestly, even though I'm giving this 7, I will say it's a one time watch for me. I'm never watching this again. It just slogged for a good 5 episodes. And the episodes are not short. So like we wasted so many time so much time doing a whole lot of nothing. Just staring, blank stares, crying, walking through hallways, cooking scenes that added nothing to the story. And the episode count was too high. The episodes weren't utilized enough. We had lots of characters that didn't get a storyline where they could have got a storyline. If you want to pad the runtime of your boys' love, give your other characters a plot line. That's perfect. Instead of giving these characters, I don't know, 20 scenes of them just eating breakfast. We don't need all that. We're good. We're good. Where Your Eyes Linger. I'm going to give it a 8. I'm gonna give it 8. I'm gonna give it an 8. It was a nice show. Great cinematography, great sound design. It The actors did a good job. It's mostly forgettable though. I did enjoy watching it, but I don't forgot it, and it would have been a higher score if I had a lasting impression on me. But it did the bare minimum. Did a great job at the bare minimum, but the bare minimum, and that's about it. Love by Chance. Okay, I'm gonna give Love by Chance a 5. I really rocked with this show the first half of the series. The second half, no, no, ma'am. I just it. We have so many other characters, and we did not utilize them. And when we did utilize them, they were awful. So I'm like, I don't care about these people. I'm not rooting for them. It just was real crunchy. The chemistry between some of the characters wasn't even there. That other what's that second couple? What's it called? I don't remember their names. The second couple, their chemistry was horrendous. Their plot line was weird, and the other couples, y'all seen it? No. I'm gonna give it a 5 because it just. But the first half was so good. I really liked the first half. I was really rocking with it, and then it got convoluted and ridiculous, and I just wasn't here for it after that. All right, Theory of Love. I'm gonna give Theory of Love a smooth 8. Yes, I know that's pretty high. I know. However, the storytelling, the characters, the pacing, I liked a lot. I liked a lot. Yes, it was a bit of it's like the will they won't they type of thing, and like the character's inability to communicate properly caused them to have tension, so it wouldn't work out, which is annoying. Bad communication. However, we did spend time with other characters, other plot lines going on at the same time, which kind of we didn't stick with our main leads too long to get boring or get convoluted or get kind of like y'all being dumb. We didn't spend that much time with that, so I'm glad we had other characters to follow and did stuff with. However, that ending was suspicious. It was suspicious. It was, and that's why it's not a 10 or higher than an 8. But I think this show is good. I really enjoy. I would recommend someone watching this one. I really like Theory of Love. Bad Buddy. Mm, mm, I'm going to give Bad Buddy an 8 as well. I did enjoy Bad Buddy. However, there were some scenes that seemed to last a bit too long early on. There were some scenes at the end that made no sense. Well, maybe that made no sense, but the logical conclusion, how the show wrapped up with them pretending they broke up and being on the DL so their parents won't know. What kind of message is that? What kind, they stood up to their parents to to not stand up anymore. They're over that. they're playing games. They're we're not together. Don't tell them. Don't tell them. So we can stop fighting. Y'all didn't solve nothing. The problem with the parents and all that stuff seemed like it was a waste of time to figure out why they were beefing. For you to let them continue to beef, y'all didn't solve that. I mean, I don't know, that ending made it just to me. I wasn't loving that ending. However, I did like the characters and the storytelling and the different plot threads they had were done very well. Likable characters, the sisters, the girlfriends. I love them, so it was an enjoyable show. Aside from that ending. So next we have is Sodas. I'm gonna give Sodas a 4. I was gonna give it a 5. I really was. However, it's it. It's just like Love Sick. It's one of those trailblazer type of shows that really is on the forefront that or was on the forefront of this genre back then. It really was eating the girls up. However, she's full now. We're full. We're done. We want something different. I just think Sodas, watching these characters, they were both annoying. Both our main leads were annoying. Let's come on, guys. You have to agree they're both aggravating, annoying in their own right. Um, but but I was rooting for them. Despite that, I was like, oh my god, I get on my nerves. But I really, can y'all work it out? Can y'all get together? Stop playing these games. But I just feel like back in the day, I was more lenient on awful characters being together because they're supposed to be together. Let them be love. However, that's not the case nowadays. If y'all are trash, I'm not trying to root for y'all. But back then, I was kind of like doing what everybody else was doing, being like, yes, let's. Even though y'all terrible for each other, I want y'all to work it out because love is love. However, crunchy kissing, crunchy cinematography. Sometimes sound design was very crunchy too, so it's gonna be a 4 for me. I know it's like legendary, but like it ain't giving all that. Two Moons, the OG Two Moons. I'm gonna give the OG Two Moons a 6. I'm gonna give it a 6. Now I do adore the show. I can still watch it today and be fine with it. It is a bit slow with the communication. What's his name? Yo, and his communicating. He be stuck on stupid. It's annoying. This show really has a lot of padding with that. There's a lot of cliches in this show. It's a lot of tropes and stuff, and it's all there. However, I do like the characters. I do like that they had the characters. They had the Two Moons competition, and that the characters had something to do besides being booed up. They had a plot. They had a goal. That's what I meant to say. They had a goal in mind, and I like that. In the second Two Moons, after they did the competition, they had nothing to do. They're just hanging out, and I'm not a big fan of just hanging out type shows. And lots of series do that. They just have the characters hang out after a goal or something that they're doing is completed, and after that, there's nothing else happening with them. Really, just a bunch of scenes of them going on dates or group activities, and it's nice to look at, but there's no substance to it. So I'm gonna give it a 6. I do enjoy this show, but I can't give it a higher score than that. I have to be objective with this. All right, Dark Blue Kiss. I'm gonna give this show a 7. Now, I do like the characters. I do. Now, this show is also very fillery. Like lots of scenes are just dragged on too long. Tension is dragged on too long with these characters. I rewatched it and I'm like, damn, nothing's happening. We just making coffee. We just however, it's an enjoyable show. The aesthetics, the sound design, the characters, I'm really rocking. Even Pete. Pete was a piece of work in this. He was. He was, y'all. However, I'm still rooting for him. I like his dad. I like Cal's mom. It There's so many likable characters that I had to give this a 7. I had 'cause just on the characters alone, it gets a 5. But then the sound and the aesthetics also bumped up to a 2. The story could have been a bit tighter, a bit we could communicate better, but it is what it is. But I'll give it a 7. He's coming to me. I want to give it a 6, but I'm gonna have to give it an 8. I'm gonna have to give it an 8. I really like He's Coming to Me. It is crunchy. That's why I want to give it lower. But I just like the character so much, and the premise of it. I mean, the ghost lover is a bit suspicious. Like I don't. What's up with the ghost lover? What's up with that? However, it is what it is. The characters, and then the whole like mystery. That's what I really liked. The mystery element. It was like a murder mystery situation going on. Who killed me? I know who killed me type of thing. Like it's all that mixed in, gave the character something to do. And like the ghost busting down the mother and the son, it's wild. It is wild. I really like it. And I feel like the score of an 8 is high for this show, but I just enjoyed it so much. I have to give it an 8. Like it's my personal 8. It has to be. It has to get an 8. Not me. This one gets a 9, a smooth 9, a high 9 actually, 9.5. I'm not giving point 0.5 things, but like if I were, this would be a 9.5. It's almost a 10. It's almost a 10. I just wished there are a few episodes where it was a very boring exposition, which kind of kind of took me out of the immersion of what's going on with the characters, but not too much. I'm still in it to win it. I just kind of wish, the boys, the twins, get together and met their parents because the dad was gone after 3 episodes. Like I don't like characters being disappeared that are somewhat important to the characters, like a family member that's been there in the beginning, but they're gone for the rest of the show. I'm not a big fan of that. They could have circled back around, and that ending was a little bit too rushed, in my opinion. With that being said, the characters, the relationships, the story, the direction, the everything about this show was so good, so good. A 9 out of 10 is a perfect score for this show because it gave me what it's supposed to give. It gave me what it's supposed to give, what I deserve. I really enjoy this show like a lot actually, like more than I probably should. I don't know. It was that great, so maybe my praise is warranted because it was that good. But like, oh, okay, Two Moons 2. I'm gonna give Two Moons 2 a 4. I know. You guys love this over OG Two Moons for one reason or another. However, if you didn't watch Two Moons or read the novel or source material this is based on, you're gonna be like, well, what is going on? Because what we got in the beginning, the 4 episodes, was the whole season of the first one. So we got that done. And it's fine because I've seen that one. So what happens next is what's important. However, if you didn't watch that, it just seems rushed. The bond that the characters had during that first series is lost in this one. You just have to know that they bonded. You have to know their storyline, and you'll be fine. But if you didn't know that, you watch this, it's a retelling. You're gonna be left empty. You're gonna be left empty. And after the competition happened, these characters weren't doing anything. They were just hanging out, and any tension they had was manufactured. There was like a villain that was set up, and some stuff happened, and it was very upsetting. However, it wasn't fleshed out. It wasn't. We didn't get a follow up to it, so I think the show was okay, but it wasn't that great, and it fell through because it had no plot really. Plot threads weren't fleshed out enough for me, and the boys getting together because they just had to be put together. It wasn't like they formed a bond, and there wasn't something that brought them together. Like Fourth and Beam, they were just like, oh, we like each other now for what? Why? Y'all barely spoke because y'all friends are booed up, so now y'all got to be booed up because y'all supposed to be. It fell flat for me. I don't know. Maybe I'll rewatch it and feel differently, but it just wasn't all that. Okay, History One. I'm gonna put History One in its own category as a whole rather than individual stories. As a whole, History One gets a 5, and it's only getting the 5 because I want to rank it lower because those first 2 stories were just. But it gets a 5 based on that. What's the one with the brothers? That one. It gets a 5 of that. It gets a 5 because of that. Because I like that one a lot. It's the best one out of the 3. But as a whole, it's not terrible. It is not terrible. It's watchable. But out of all the histories, it's my least favorite. It's my least favorite. But they're working out the kinks. It's the beginning, so I'm not gonna drag it too much. But it could have been better. It should have been better. That whole supernatural bull crap in the other 2 stories. Come on now. Let's now. History 3. Make our days count. I'm gonna give it a 9. Oh, I know that's high. I know that is high. I just love these characters so much in the story. I cried twice during the show. Actor Wayne was in his acting bag. He had me going through it. And the fact that he was a jerk and he made amends and he did right by his lover and they had to go through all this bull crap individually together. Oh my God, it was so good. It was so good. It was so good. It sucks that, the bury your gays situation was in this. The bury your gays trope in this show, but I guess it goes to the title, make your days count. But I just feel like the our main lead, his character passed away. He done lost his family already, so he's already going through it, and then he's the one who passed. Like the family's cursed. This family is cursed because what's going on here? What's going on here? After he found his happiness, he got friends. He has a man now. He's going to school. He's doing his thing, and then oh my god, my heart. But the show is so good. I really enjoy it. So it deserves its 9. Yeah. Okay. Why are you? Why are you? Okay. I'm gonna give Why Are You a 6. Yes, you guys saw my reaction to it, and I enjoyed watching this show. It was so fun. But what plot line is there in this show that's consistent? There were so many scenes, especially when that sister came to town. They were just doing nothing but eating at the table. A full 15 minutes sitting down talking, a full 15 minutes doing nothing. And we had like 50 characters, 50 couples, and we dropped in and had them in here every so often, sometimes some more than others. And they weren't doing nothing, they were just hanging out, flirting. Our two main couples, their storylines weren't as consistent as I thought they would have been. They kept going. It was very convoluted. It made no sense a lot of times. A lot of things that weren't fleshed out. It was just I enjoyed these characters in this show, but the storyline and plot, it was crunchy, 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 crunchy. A lack of a plot was crunchy. It had so much potential. Like the things weren't threaded together and made it cohesive story. It's a 6. It's a 6. I'm not sure if I gave a score already, but it's a 6. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. But I did enjoy it though. But I can't recommend it. Like it's not all that, but it was a good time. Okay, so History 3 Trapped. I'm gonna give History 3 Trapped a. Mm, I want to give it a 7. I feel like that score is too low, but I like History Trapped. However, some of the plot threads with the gangs and the all this all this stuff I didn't comprehend all of it. So I guess because like the couples and the characters, I did like I was rooting for them and like they got together and it was and it has a bunch of action in it. However, I need to watch it again. But based on and I've seen it twice already, so I don't know why I need to watch it. Well, I'm watching. Well, I've seen it once and I'm currently watching it again. However, it's just a 7. It's just a 7 for me. It's a high 7 though, almost an 8. I do like this show. I just think that I just wasn't immersed into I guess the main story about the crime and all the other bull crap as much as I should be. Because I like when the characters have things to do, their own goals and dreams and things they do. I like that when they do these in these shows, and this show did that. However, I just wasn't comprehending it. I kind of skipped a bunch of stuff I probably shouldn't have, but I just wasn't interested in it. It was how it's presented was very like I'd rather just see our couples together, which is rare for me. I don't care for just that. I need to have them doing something, a storyline. Together with me. I'm gonna give Together with Me. Oh, I want to give it a 7. I want to give it a 7. I do think that it has lots of those cliches and tropes that we don't love. However, they did it right. I mean, they didn't do it right. They did the cliches and tropes. However, the way they did it was just, and they actually had their male leads actually kiss. This was revolutionary back in the day. Now everyone's kissing, tonguing. Even in the trailers, you can see a trailer of a new series and they're already busting down, ankles to the headboard. Back then, that was rare. Back then, having the leads kiss for real like this in a Thai drama was, whoa, excuse me, tongue. Ooh, what? And also having our male leads not look so adolescent. All these other shows, the characters, they look a smooth 13. These guys look 24, 25, 26. That's the vibe they gave off. And that was rare. That was new. And that was fresh. The storyline did get crunchy at times, but it was a fun time though. Crunchy storyline, but a fun time. Kind of like Why Are You? It was a fun time, but everything else was crunchy. Same with Together with Me, but I just feel like they did such a good job with what they were given, the material. And yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and do a part two to this. Let me know your thoughts below of this part one. Yo, I can't wait to see what you guys think of these shows. What would you rate them? I'm gonna try to be a bit faster with my rating in part two because I feel like I wasted so much time on this one. Um, but yeah, let me know what you guys think below. The people I challenge, make a video. I'm calling y'all out. Make a video to go with this one. Hopefully they do it. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, let me know by giving it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.